Hi there. This is Teresa Kodemer, and I'm doing a live YouTube video on questions that you might have on true education. All right. Sorry for the delay. This is a live stream, and it's kind of one of my first live stream YouTube videos, and I wanted to do a question and answer on true education. And so I'm live streaming this on Facebook, hopefully. We'll see if we get any questions. Um, so, uh, true education, what is it? True Christian education. So many don't realize that there is a uh, true system of Christian education versus a false system. And how do we find out about those systems? And there is a book called Studies in Christian Education by E.A. Sutherland. And wouldn't you know it, I don't have that particular book right here at my fingertips. But it is a study that was done in the early 1900s by a physician, and he gives the history of the education system here in the United States. Um, It goes back to the Pilgrims leaving Europe and coming to this new country to get away from the church and state um, combination ties. And this is where God actually brought those people so that they could have freedom, especially freedom of religion, where the state was not controlling religion. And so the United States is a very special place. It has been for the last 200 years. The Bible speaks about the United States um, speaking like a dragon uh, in end time uh, prophecy. And so it will change from being lamb-like to speaking like a dragon. So that's where we are today, moving towards that dragonic or dragon-like voice, and coming out of being more lamb-like. So we've had freedom here. We've had religious freedom here in the United States, and for a long, long time. And what most people don't realize is that they do have the religious right to educate their children according to God's plan for education. And so we have so many people in this homeschooling movement who and have heard that they must register with the state when it comes to education. And the churches, at one time, probably before the 70s, the church schools were not accredited, licensed and accredited by the state. It wasn't until the state came to the church schools and said, you must go down and register, um, and license your church school. And when they did that, they were actually giving up their rights, their religious right, to educate their children according to the dictates of conscience. And this is where the church and the church schools uh, began to weaken. And so, uh, part of your religious right is to educate your children according to the dictates that God has laid down. And when your church school is licensed and accredited by the state, that gives the state or man the right to tell you how, um, what the child needs to be learning. And so the book Studies in Christian Education by E.A. Sutherland is a very helpful book. You can, in the comments, you can let me know if you would like to have that book. Um, and um, I can get it to you. They retail for $10.95. Uh, and if you'd like to give a donation, you can, and I'll give you that information when you make a comment. Um, so you can get that book from me if you'd like. Another book that E.A. Sutherland wrote was a book, I have a copy of it here, called The Madison School, Madison, God's Beautiful Farm. I do not carry this particular book, but I can tell you where to get it. Teach Services has both of the books by Sutherland. Teach Services Incorporated, www.teachservices.com. And this is a book that tells you about the school that Sutherland started. And it became a spectacle to the world by uh, applying the principles of true Christian education. There's another book, the book Education by Ellen G. White. This particular publication is from Remnant Publication. And this gives you the history also of God's educational system. Sunlight Education Ministry, SONLIGHT Education Ministry, has a training course for parents to teach you how to apply the principles of true Christian education. Uh, and so you'll want to look up that website because there are free PDF files that you can print. You can download and print, and you can take that particular course, and then you can get started with. There's a curriculum for birth on, the family Bible lessons, and then there's also a curriculum for second grade to eighth grade called the Desire of All Nations. So wonderful, systematic plan for implementing the principles of true Christian education. All right, I'm not going to make this a long YouTube video. Just wanted to get started with my live streaming YouTube video. So in the comments, make sure you let me know if you have questions, if you have other things you'd like for me to do YouTube live stream videos on. And I thank you, and God bless.